Minyaka yonke mhla zingamashumi amabili nomuvo kuNdasa abantu bakuleli bagubha usuku lwamalungelo abantu. Kumqoka ukuthi isizukulwane nesizukulwane sazi umlando walolu suku nanokuthi kungani lugujwa. Ake sizwe kabanzi ke mbukeli kolombiko olandelayo.
Usuku lwamalungelo oluntu lusuku lwesizwe lukhunjulwa minyaka lengomhla wama-21 kweyoKwindla ukukhumbuza abemi boMzantsi Afrika ngokuzincama kumzabalazo okufezekiswa kwedemokhrasi eMzantsi Afrika. Umxholo walonyaka wosuku lwamalungelo oluntu uthi ukuhlanganisa kunye nokuzinzisa inkcubeko yamalungelo oluntu kwikamva nothi ngolwimi lwasemzini, consolidating and sustaining human rights culture into the future. Intsusa yolusuku ithi iminyaka yo-1960 yayiphawulwe ngokuchasa kunye noqhankqalazo oluchasene nocalucalulo nobuhlanga kwilizwe liphela. Ngomhla wama-21 kweyoKwindla ka-1960 uluntu lwaseSharpeville kunye nelokishi yakwaLanga njengoogxa babo kwilizwe liphela baqalisa uqhankqalazo ngokuchasene nemithetho yamapasi. Umthetho i-Pass Laws Act ka-1952 wawufuna ukuba abantu abantsundu baseMzantsi Afrika bangaphezulu kweminyaka eli-16 ubudala baphathe amapasi, nawayesaziwa ngokuba zii-dompas. Kuyo yonke indawo kwaye ngamaxesha onke amapasi ayefana nencwadana yokundwendwela ipassport ngolwasemzini, kodwa wona amapasi ayenamaphepha amaninzi azaliswe lulwazi olubanzi kunencwadana yokundwendwela eqhelekileyo. Amapolisa ocalucalulo adubula bulala abaqhankqalazi abangama-69 eSharpeville. Uninzi lwabo badutyulwa ngethuba bebaleka. Abanye abantu abaninzi babulawa kwezinye indawo zelizwe. Le ntlekele yaziwa ngokuba yiSharpeville Massacre kwaye yabhentsisa ukunyashwa kwamalungelo oluntu ngurhulumente wocalucalulo kwihlabathi. Nawe ke ungumntwana apho ekhaya njengawo onke amalungelo, amanye amalungelo enu unelungelo lokukhathalelwa, ukukhuselwa kunye nesondlo sabazali, ilungelo lokufunda, ilungelo lokhuseleko olulodwa, kunye namanye ke amaninzi ongawafumana kumqulu wamalungelo oluntu kumgaqo-siseko weli lizwe. Kanti ke umqulu wenkululeko i-Freedom Charter ngolwasemzini ugxininisa ukuba uMzantsi Afrika ngowabo bonke abantu abahlala kuwo, abamnyama nabamhlophe. Umqulu wenkululeko uthathwa njengoxwebhu olwaseka uMzantsi Afrika okhululekileyo. Wenza isiseko somthetho oyilwayo wamalungelo abandakanywe ekuqaleni komgaqo-siseko welizwe ngo-1996 kwiminyaka engama-30 kamva.
Namuhla ke mbukeli futhi usuku lwezinkondlo emhlabeni wonke nonhloso yalo kuqhakambisa ubuntu futhi izimbongi zizwakalise imizwa yazo ngalobuciko. Izinkondlo ke zumgongodla wesiko noma wesiko edluliselwa ngomlomo kuzizwe ezahlukene. Namhlanje lapha ezindlini zethu zokusakaza sivakashelwe imbongi uThabelo Mukhonde ozosixoxela kabanzi ngobumqoka balolu suku. Ndimasiya, good morning and welcome to Kids News. I almost said Ndimasiya. Trying to Ndimacheroni Amudi. Barimini. Welcome to the show. So tell us a bit about yourself, who you are as a poet.
I am a very creative, enthusiastic, very curious person. I love to read a lot of books. I absolutely love to read books and writing. I love to read.
What do you like writing about?
The day-to-day basis of our country, the constants we have in our country. I think the challenges, most of the challenges, nature, I love writing about that.
I also love nature documentaries.
Yes.
So like I'm all them. So today in South Africa we're celebrating Human Rights Day. Yes. As a kid living in South Africa, we have rights. Which one is your favorite and why?
The right to a basic education, because obviously basic education is the key to school. We have, it benefits us in university and as well as in our future careers. So I believe that having a right to basic education will be our key to our future careers and our future selves.
Talking about careers, do you already have an idea what you would want to be when you grow up?
Yes. I want to become a general practitioner of medicine, I also want to become a criminal lawyer. Yes.
Okay, so having rights comes with a lot of responsibilities. Do you think kids in South Africa are free, and also are they responsible for their rights?
Remember, we don't all understand our rules and responsibilities, but I believe that we're not safe as children. We always have to look behind our shoulders to check if strangers coming. We always told at homes, don't talk to strangers. I don't think that's a really good thing to grow up knowing that don't talk to strangers, this and this, people are going to murder you. I really don't think we're safe in our country, but it also benefits us with knowing that we learn independency. Yes.
All right, so now we are about to go to an ad break, and then you're going to recite your poem for us. Please tell us a bit about your poem. What is it all about? And then you'll recite it for us, and leading to the ad break.
Okay, my poem is about the day-to-day basis during COVID. It tells us how we can protect ourselves, how it has affected us as individuals of the country. Yes.
Okay, you may recite your poem for us now.
Okay.
And
my name is Thabelo, and I am a learner at Kibla Park Secondary School in grade 8. COVID-19 has had a harmful effect on our economy and the livelihoods of many South Africans. Government had to make a difficult decision to restrict activities through a national lockdown to flatten the curve and save lives. But as we reopen the economy, we must remember that the threat of COVID-19 still remains. It is our responsibility to save the lives of everybody else and ourselves. We need to adapt to a new wearing of masks, adherence to social distancing, and good hand hygiene. By doing so, we can defeat this pandemic. Two minds can make a great, formidable, and great combination. Ndiabaribuha.
Sisadingida eziphathelene nezinkondlo ithi ngikutshele ngendikimba yalonyaka ethi always be a poet even in prose. Ayike manje sixoxisana nenye imbongi uLeavante Shiba ozosixoxela ngenkondlo yakhe. Good morning and welcome to Kids News, Leavante.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am good. So just tell us a bit about yourself, who you are. Yeah.
Okay. So I am Leavante Shiba, matriculant currently at Westbury Secondary School. If I were to describe myself, I'd say I'm very outgoing. My passion being that in the entertainment and arts industry. Yeah, so when growing up, I got the opportunity to get a leading role in the national soapy scandal. I'm not sure if many of you guys have seen me there, but I had the role as a disabled child. So that opportunity really helped me and to discover my purpose and who I wanted to be in the world. So yeah, I'm very outgoing. I like poetry. It's one of my major obsessions and hobbies. So yeah, I feel like poetry helps one express himself or herself by ways that which people might not understand. In ways that people might not understand, your poetry might fill that gap. So yeah.
So today in South Africa we're celebrating Human Rights Day. Do you think kids' rights are being protected in South Africa? And also as a kid in South Africa, do you feel safe?
Well, I'd say to a certain extent, our rights are being protected. So, like, if we look at what's going on in our country right now, right? The varsity students, like varsity students are protesting for a basic right such as accommodation, and I feel like in that our rights are not being protected. And also on the other hand, a child goes to bed without a meal almost every night, right? But when that child goes to school, he is provided with that required nutrition. He gets what he needs. So I feel like to a certain extent that is our rights are being protected.
Out of all the rights that we have, which one do you enjoy the most?
I feel like education plays a major role in what builds a society. So education being that right for me, I feel like it opens a world to possibilities. It also ensures that we create skillful and qualified citizens in our society. So education plays a major role for me in my life, and that is why education will always be my #1 right, and I will always use it to my potential.
And also, as a learner or artist or just like a writer, how are you using your freedom, your freedom of expression?
So for me, freedom of expression means expressing myself and using what I have. So what I use is my voice. And through using my voice, I do so using poetry. So I feel like if I can impact a major audience or crowd using my poetry, then I feel like using my freedom of expression is what gets my message over and what creates change. So that is how I will use my right.
And also in your poetry, what sort of things do you speak about? Like what do you recite about in your poetries?
So mainly I tend to evoke emotion in others by creating a sense of, you know what, despite what your circumstances may be, whether it be at home, at school, you can do whatever you set your mind to. Change will happen if only you take the decision. So through my poetry, it's more of encouragement and motivation to say that, yes, as a child in South Africa, you have rights, and to use that rights will set you free and it will take you far.
And also, after the break, you are going to recite a poem for us. Can you tell us a bit more about this? What is it all about?
So as I said before, my goal is to reach a large audience. So with this poem, my intention and my aim was to, delve deeper into what we as students and teenagers go through, what is required as to what our rights are. So with this poem, I'm trying to reach out to individuals as a society at large as well, saying that, you know what, we are fighting, we are here to claim what is ours, and we are here striving for rights and for what we know and what we deserve.
So well spoken. Thank you so much for visiting us today. We can't wait to hear from you after the break, but we're going to take a short ad break here. Then when we come back, you're going to recite your poem for us. So don't move.
Thank you.
Ayikembukeli umgodlagodla wethu awukapheli. Ake siphinde futhi sihlabe ikhefula ohlelweni. Uma sibuya ungaphuthelwa uzobe ehaya inkondlo yakhe uLeavante ungaphuthelwa. Luphela kanjalo-ke uhlelo lethu lanamuhla oza kuthi bazikhinda futhi kusasa ngolwimi lesiXhosa. Uma nifuna ukuxhumana nathi-ke sikhona ku-Facebook naku-Twitter egameni elithi SABC Kids News. Namuhla-ke asinishiyi nodwa kepha sinishiya nenkondlo esoyihayelwa yimbongi yethu uLeavante Shiba oyisihloko sithi How Far Are You Willing to Go? Nengithemba ukuthi-ke nizoyithokozela. Let's see how far he goes. Kuze kube ngokuzayo-ke nisale kahle.
As the great Nelson Mandela once said, and I quote, "To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity." The question is, how deep are you willing to delve within when you are confronted with a challenge? Some may say that our diversity lies within our different religions, color, skin tones, gender and ethnicity groups. But I say, that which creates unity and brings about wholeness lies deep within the souls of me and you. The question is, how deep will you search for this to be unleashed? As a student, I stand before you, using my voice as I plead in the struggle of every school pupil, every university student, like that varsity student who lacks something as basic as accommodation. I stand in place of that young man who, as a result of his ethnicity, gets marginalized, treated unfairly, and seen differently. Are we not a democratic nation? They claim that duty comes before such rights, but they accept no obligation for causing another's plight. Yet who are we to use our weapons in this fight? Voices getting silenced and freedom taken away. Where are the rights you promised us when we were left astray? Still, the question remains, how far will you go to sustain humanity? To preserve equality and human rights, as humans, we must insist in continuing our fights. Speaking freely and thinking with clarity, opposing all oppressions allows us to defeat all repressions and suppressions, ensuring that there will be no repeat of any aggressions or subjugations, so that we can have the power to cope with reality in the way that only we see fit. But until then, we will join hands in this fight until the day that something as basic as a human right gets instilled. Thank you.